Letting go. Two simple words, yet behind them is one of the most profound spiritual and psychological lessons a person can ever learn. And yet, it's not something we're taught in school. It's not something most of us learn in childhood. In fact, we're often taught the opposite: to hold on, to persist, to fight for what we want, to never give up. And while those can be powerful values, there is another kind of strength, quieter, subtler, but just as essential: the strength to know when something no longer serves you, and to release it with grace. That's the essence of letting go. Letting go does not mean you didn't care. It doesn't mean you're weak, indifferent, or apathetic. Letting go is not about giving up. It's about choosing peace over chaos. It's about choosing clarity over confusion. And it's about recognizing the truth that not everything we lose is a loss, sometimes it's a form of freedom. Most of us live with the unconscious belief that control equals safety. If we can control our careers, our relationships, our emotions, our reputation, then maybe, just maybe, we won't have to suffer. But life doesn't work that way. Control is often an illusion. And the harder we grip, the more pain we cause ourselves. We become like a person holding onto a fraying rope that's cutting into their hands, convinced that if we just hold on tighter, things will get better. But sometimes the real healing begins not when we grip tighter, but when we dare to let go. Letting go can take many forms. It might mean walking away from a relationship that's become toxic or one-sided. It might mean forgiving someone who hurt you, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. It might mean grieving a version of yourself that you've outgrown. Or it might mean surrendering the need to be perfect, to please everyone, or to live up to some imaginary standard of success. In all these cases, letting go is an act of returning to the present. It's about saying, I no longer need to carry this. I am ready to live now, not yesterday. But why is it so hard? Why do we hold on, even to pain? Even to what clearly isn't working? Because letting go often means facing uncertainty. And as humans, we crave certainty, even when it's painful. We'd rather stay in a job that drains us than risk the unknown. We'd rather hold on to an outdated belief than admit we were wrong. We'd rather cling to a relationship that's falling apart than sit with the silence that follows goodbye. In many ways, we confuse familiarity with safety. But just because something is familiar doesn't mean it's healthy. And just because something feels safe doesn't mean it's serving our highest good. There's also the ego, the part of us that builds identity around things outside of us. Around status. Around accomplishments. Around being the strong one, or the smart one, or the one who never quits. Letting go threatens that identity. Who am I if I walk away from this career I've worked so hard for? Who am I if I admit this relationship is over? Who am I if I no longer strive to prove my worth? The ego hates not knowing. But the soul, the deeper part of you, knows that letting go is not about losing yourself. It's about finding yourself again, beneath the noise, the roles, the expectations. Wisdom traditions across time have taught us this. In Buddhism, the principle of non-attachment is central. It doesn't mean not caring. It means caring without clinging. It means being present with life as it is, not how we wish it were. In Taoism, we learn about Wu Wei, the art of effortless action, of going with the flow rather than fighting it. In Christianity, we hear the words, let go and let God, pointing to the power of surrender. In Stoicism, we're reminded to focus only on what is within our control, and to let go of the rest. Psychology affirms this too. Studies on emotional well-being show that the inability to let go of regrets, grudges, or false expectations is a major source of anxiety and depression. Conversely, practices like mindfulness, forgiveness, and reframing help people to heal, not by fixing the past, but by releasing their grip on it. As the psychologist Carl Jung once said, what you resist, persists. The more we fight the reality of what is, the more we suffer. And yet, letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean the experience didn't shape you. It means you're choosing to integrate it, learn from it, and move forward without being ruled by it. Think of your life like a garden. Some things you plant were once beautiful. They brought joy, color, and nourishment. But every season has its time. Eventually, the soil must be cleared so something new can grow. Letting go is like weeding out the old to make space for the new. It's not destruction, it's renewal. Letting go can also mean surrendering control over how things unfold. Not everything is meant to be solved or understood right away. Some situations in life don't resolve with a perfect answer. Sometimes the closure we crave must come from within us, not from the other person, not from the situation wrapping up neatly. True letting go is internal. It's a choice we make over and over, to stop carrying the weight of what we cannot change. But here's the beautiful part. The more you practice letting go, the more you begin to trust that what is meant for you will find you. That you don't need to chase, force, or manipulate. That life has a rhythm, and when you align with it, you begin to move with grace instead of strain. Opportunities flow. Peace returns. You sleep better. You breathe deeper. You begin to see that your worth isn't tied to what you hold on to. Your worth is in who you are, with or without what you once clung to. Sometimes the most courageous decision isn't to keep going, it's to pause. To say, I've tried. I've held on. And now, I choose something different. That's not quitting. That's evolution. And it's in that moment, when you let go, that you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of your past and become the author of your future. Letting go may not feel like a grand event. Often, it's quiet. It might look like finally deleting that number. Like not checking on someone who used to hurt you. Like not arguing with life when things don't go your way. Like saying no without guilt. Like trusting that you don't need to explain yourself to everyone. Like taking a deep breath and saying, I'm done fighting this. And then, moving forward, lighter, freer, more whole. So, if you're holding on to something today, a person, a pain, an old dream, an identity, ask yourself this: what would it feel like to let this go? Not because you're bitter. Not because you've given up. But because you're finally ready to make space. Space for healing. Space for joy. Space for you. Remember this: letting go is not the end. It's the beginning. It's the doorway into your next chapter. And though it may feel like a loss, what you're really losing is the illusion of control. What you're really gaining is freedom. And that is the wisdom of letting go.